Basketball is a players' league.
I mean, they're making 50 and 60, 70 million dollars a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hold up, now baseball. I think they was making that years before basketball, wasn't it?
I can't recall.
I know you can't. I mean, I ain't gonna count your pocket, but I think you was one of them guys that got caught. Hey, I think you was one of them guys that caught in that storm. See, in football, I was one of them. We didn't have that. We just started making that kind of money, man. You know what I'm saying? I told my mom, I say, man, Mom, you sure could have waited to like this dude. She was like, what dude are you talking about? I said, my
like
dad. You could have, I mean, you didn't have to give him some the first time you meet him. You could have waited 20 years. You know what I mean? Hey, man, 20 years later, I'd have been in this generation with these dudes making 40 million. Man, dude, I couldn't imagine. And then I'm watching some of these bums. I just shake my head. But God bless them. Welcome to another great episode of Life After Sports 23 with James Harris and
Greg Vaughn.
And today's guest is
James Ashley, a.k.a. D. You know what I mean? From Seven Hills Clothier. Do not say cleaners.
Yeah.
Clothier. They do it all. Our new title sponsor. You know, everyone has the barbershop.
Mm-hmm.
We have the clothier.
Yay. Hey, I want to ask you one question. Yeah. Do you do big man clothes?
Sure, we do.
I love you, bro. You my
We got to get Trace over here, though, too. You guys should get your better half. The one that does all the stuff in here anyway. Trace, come on, Trace, come stand behind. I mean, we gotta, hey,
man.
We get back to our community. We in our neighborhood.
You know, with Life After Sports, man, we don't always just do sports. We do people outside of sports. That's why life is what we light up. And by you being one of these people in Henderson that's got one of the better stores that I've been into, because I've been to some regular stores here in Henderson. But you got something that's really special, man. You got all these nice pictures up of all these professional athletes. And can you tell me how you got into the cleaning and clothing business?
Yes. My wife and I, when we first moved from Boston, I had a tailor.
Okay.
And I saw him make a pair of pants one day, and I asked him to teach me. And he said, if you want to do that, if you're serious, show up tomorrow. And we did that for like 27 months.
Okay.
And when it was time for me to go out on my own, you know, he taught me the things to run it. You know, it was time he gave me the money to open the store. So I never carried a loan or anything. And we're still dear friends.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, you know,
but still, it was just that one time of seeing him create this beauty of pair of pants that thrust you into that business, right?
Yes, it was. I already liked fashion. I mean, I was a fashion-forward guy. James, I still can't believe I get paid for this.
Okay.
That's how much I love it.
So basically, you kind of look at it like me and Greg look at our sport in football and baseball,
Yes.
where sometimes we sit back at times and say to ourselves, man, we got paid for being a kid for so many years.
Yeah, you know, and that's, you met my grandson. All you guys met my grandson. I tell him, that was our conversation the other day, being only 10, and I told him, pick something you love. It doesn't matter what I want you to do or anybody else wants you to do. Pick something you love and you're passionate about, no matter what that is, you know what I mean? Because it's about, keeping yourself happy. When you have to get up and grind every single day, I know it's much easier for me when I was on a winning team than a bad team, even though it was still baseball. But if something you truly do love. But, this is more than just a clothing spot and a cleaners. It's a fellowship spot.
Yeah,
especially on Fridays, it's a spot where, everybody in the neighborhood, if you look around, this is a spot. This is one of my most favorite places.
This is almost like better than the barbershop.
I think it's better than the barbershop.
Because when
we don't have no hair, man. So.
Hey man, look, when I walked in, he was playing dominoes, and I'm seeing all these gorgeous suits, and I'm saying to myself, and they in here playing dominoes, and the people coming in and out, and they smiling, they laughing. That's great for the community, man, because that makes you feel like this is where you want to be.
Yeah, and we've been here 20 years, this same location right here.
Okay.
So, we've kind of planted our flag, but I'm equally enjoy the benefits of being here. You know, I have great benefits of doing this. Like I meet great people. I get invited to certain events.
We have good dinners.
We have great dinners, not good ones, great dinners.
We have great dinners.
But most importantly, what I look for is Friday, 2:30 to 7 is when all our friends come and we fellowship, and everybody brings their own bottle or whatever. But it's such a cohesive thing we have here that it keeps growing.
Well, I can't wait to the next one on Friday because that'll be my first one. I didn't know anything about it because my good friend Greg kept it to himself.
Sometimes it's because you play golf on Friday, dog.
Sometimes it's okay. It's okay. Sometimes it's good to keep good stuff to yourself. I'm okay with that. I got to drive right by here to go home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So does he, yeah.
But it's okay. But I'll be here. I know now I've got an open invitation, at least on mic.
You know, I got you, big dog. You know
hey,
what?
man,
I'm
gonna
be on the golf course too, but I'm nurse. Hey, I got another 3 months, man, for hopefully I can start taking your money again. But anyway, you know, I got to tell you why he plays dominoes, because he can't play spades. You know what I mean?
Oh, man. All black people know how to play spades.
Jeff, can he play spades?
Come on, man.
Jeff, can he play spades?
Where you from, the Hamptons? Where you grew up in, the Hamptons?
I can play spades. We just had a bad night.
Oh, look, he said very bad.
And we were playing with his cards.
Oh, they weren't trick.
I'm just saying, we were playing with house cards.
What was the trick to it?
Whose dominoes were those you were just playing with?
Yeah.
Were they Jeff's? Okay, I'm just checking.
I'm trying to say something to get me out of it.
Hey.
No, they put a whipping on us that night.
Oh, you get another chance.
But yeah.
So you've made this a comfort zone for the neighborhood people.
Yes.
A place where they can come and relax. Don't have to be around people that you really don't want to be around. Because everybody that's in this establishment is people that want to be around each other, right?
Yes.
And this is a great comfort zone because a lot of times you move to places and you look from some place where you feel good, like. You know, like the old show Cheers, where everybody knows your name. And so you ought to call that where everybody knows your name Friday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where everybody knows your name Friday.
And it actually is that.
Okay.
It actually is that.
Just I'm a newbie, too.
Are you?
Yeah, just without the time.
So how did you get it started? What made you start Everybody Knows Your Name Friday?
One of my dear friends, before he moved to New York, he brewed beer. He brewed in his garage, and it was great beer. So every Friday he'd bring a 6-pack or a growler of beer up here, and we'd enjoy it. And another person would come in, do dry cleaning, and I'll have a beer. And then we had customers that would contribute to us, and it just morphed into every Friday. And like you said, James, it's a community thing. We want everybody to come in here and trust us with their garment care. You know, like some people don't know what to think or do with garment care, and that's why I think we have that camaraderie or good fellowship. Number two, we turn out a great product. Number one, we turn out a great product. Number two, we're good people.
Okay.
I can attest to that. Because I can say, you know, I mean, you guys took me in, you know, I was a newbie to Nevada, you know what I mean? And you guys have made me feel comfortable. I mean, it's, like I said, it's a great place. I mean, anytime you can go somewhere and be around great people, especially with the way the world is today, you know, and like starting this podcast, Life After Sports 23, everyone thinks it's a platform about sports. Life after sports brought me and James together, and it gives us a platform to talk about anything. You know what I mean? And for people to have a platform to say and express themselves, and to bring people like yourself, since you're a new #1 title sponsor now, you know, we'll be doing it from the clothier every day. I wish if we could have moved it to Friday, man.
Oh my God!
Friday's crazy.
Friday's bananas.
But that'd have been great, wouldn't it, bro?
Friday's insane in here.
Could you imagine the people we could have had on the show on Fridays?
We can still have them, but they all playing golf.
You may have to talk. Talk to corporate about changing the date.
Hey, corporate.
Corporate about
changing the date.
And we might have to change the date.
Because Friday is a great day. I mean, I truly look forward to it.
I know you do, because you know why? On Monday, sometimes you'll say, I can't wait for tomorrow. I'll see you guys on Friday.
Yeah.
And you know, he skips 4 days.
Yeah, I skipped 3 days.
Hey, you got a great
It was
life.
Tuesday. I thought tomorrow was Friday.
Oh, you know, we got to say congratulations to you, even though I don't want to. Your Celtics.
Thank you so much.
Congrats.
He's a Laker fan over there.
Yeah. He's still okay, though. He's still a good guy.
Sacramento. I'm a Kings fan.
You're a Kings fan?
Yeah, I'm a Kings fan. I'm a Kings
We
fan.
roll out.
I'm a Kings fan, man.
Jeff,
I
you're a
like
Kings
the
fan?
Kings.
I mean, you're a Laker fan, huh?
Hey, ain't your fault. He moved from St. Louis. He came from St. Louis like me. We had to adopt us a California team.
How you feel about your pick, John? What do you think about J.J. Redick? Who was your pick for that coaching job? Mr. D?
Sam Cassell, I would have taken. I thought he was a little qualified for it.
I myself, Mark Jackson. I think Mark Jackson needs an opportunity. I think people have shut the door in his face due to the fact that he's not, excuse my language, a kiss ass. And a lot of people in his world run around are kiss asses, and he's just not one.
So what do you think, what you call got the job?
Who is that?
J.J. Redick.
He's having come on, man, you got a show with the star of the team.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, your podcast is with the star of the team, so why not? If you guys blend that well together, like this is my partner before the podcast, but we work so well in the podcast. I mean, why not do something else together? Because we know it's right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know, and you feel when you're dealing with somebody on camera and your words and everything blends together, it's just natural that you guys together. And it's natural that they're going to work together. But is everybody else going to believe in what LeBron believes in?
I think he might have to call him in the morning or something and say, hey, today, dude, I'm going to get on you, but I really don't mean it. But I just got to show the rest of the guys that you're not off limits.
But Coach has been doing that. They did it to you. I've heard, my D-line told me, hey, today is your day to get it.
Yeah, but they've been doing it, but I'm just saying. We didn't have the power to change, to fire a coach.
Yeah, no, we ain't had that. Not at all. Hey, I ain't had the power to keep myself
the
there.
dynamics have changed in sports where
It's easier to get rid of the coach than the players.
What's the average tenure of a head coach now?
Yesterday.
Is that short?
Well, you look at your boy Williams in Detroit, Monty Williams. They gave him like a 5-year, $80 million contract. They fired him after 1 year because a new owners come in. This is, they want their people too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But,
so I mean, I can see in that, that exception.
but I mean,
Well, look at Jumbo down in Texas A&M.
Yeah.
They gave Jumbo, wrote him an $85 million check and told him leave the state. I'm like, man, I mean, coaches, they firing coaches. It's all about the players now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When me and Greg played, it was all about the coaches. Yeah. What the coach felt, how your manager felt about you. But now the coaches.
We couldn't mess up our bag though either. You know what I mean? Yeah. You couldn't mess up your bag. You couldn't go in there. Like I said, even though we wanted to, you couldn't do it. No. You know what I mean? It was a different era.
Yeah. Yeah. Which sport do you see it worst in?
Basketball for sure.
Basketball is a players' league.
I mean, they're making $50 and $60, $70 million a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hold up, now baseball. I think they was making that years before basketball, wasn't it?
I can't recall.
I know you can't. I mean, I ain't gonna count your pocket, but I think you was one of them guys that got caught. Hey, I think you was one of them guys that caught in that storm. See, in football, I was one of them. We didn't have that. We just started making that kind of money, man. You know what I'm saying? I told my mom, I say, man, Mom, you sure could have waited to like this dude. She was like, what dude are you talking about? I said, my dad. You could have. I mean, you didn't have to give him some the first time you meet him. You could have waited 20 years. You know what I mean? Hey, man, 20 years later, I'd have been in this generation with these dudes making 40 million. Man, dude, I couldn't imagine. And then I'm watching some of these bombs. I just shake my head. But God bless them.
So what's the average $20 million contract in the NBA look like? Is it like 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2
Probably
assists a game?
two and two,
Two and two, yeah.
and maybe one.
Yeah.
You're
Two,
kidding
three.
me.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you can score 4 points in the NBA, you can make $10 million.
Wow.
4 points a week.
4 points a game.
A
A week. Because sometimes they don't even get off the bench.
Yeah.
Some of them guys.
But you know,
What's the average in the NFL?
Oh, the NFL, man, for you to make $20 million, you better be a superstar.
quarterback,
You
defensive tackle.
better be the best pass rusher. You better be the greatest left tackle. You gotta be someone that's, as they say, a star of the show, not a co-star. Because co-stars, they making money in the NFL now.
Yeah.
But co-stars isn't making the same money as baseball and basketball co-stars. They co-stars make a lot more money than football co-stars.
Yeah, in basketball, like I said, everyone.
Does that contribute to the fact that you play less game? This guy is Ernie Sabella. He sung in The Lion King with Elton John and all that.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Ernie. How you doing? Welcome to Life After Sports podcast.
Much hotter. No worries. Hey, thank you. You're the best.
Thanks, Ernie. I appreciate
So we got that on film, Ernie.
We got that on film, Ernie.
Yeah.
Good. Just sign the tag. Really.
Tell him
Did
what
he
you
hit me?
just did.
We just did the Hollywood Bowl, 30th anniversary of Lion King, with Jennifer Hudson, Jeremy Irons, Northwest, Kim Kardashian's 10-year-old, adorable, talented daughter. She sang Just Can't Wait to Be King, and Nathan Lane and I sang Hakuna Matata. And it was a big hit, and it'll be on Disney Plus in February, streaming.
God bless.
Thanks,
And these are the people that comes to where everybody knows you, named Friday.
That's right, that's right.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, guys.
Enjoy.
Thanks, Ernie.
See, that's what it is.
Does that contribute to the fact that you guys play less games?
I wouldn't say it contributes to the fact that we play less game. I think our game is so much more violent, and it's hard for them to make our contracts guaranteed and
Longevity.
because the longevity in the NFL is 3 years. You know what I'm saying? If you can get in the NFL in the last 3 years, you've done something special.
Wow.
Due to the fact of the violence of the game. Now the game isn't as violent as it was when I played. Much more violent. Now it's much more tame, but it's still a violent game.
But James, let me ask you this. So, Keedy said 3 years is the average, right? How many games do you have to play to get your pension in the NFL? Is it 3 years, 3 games?
It's 3 years, 3 games.
So a lot of guys get cut 3 years, 2 games, and never get a pension.
And never get one, and that's a shame.
Isn't that crazy?
I seen a guy make it to with a day. I've seen a guy make it almost to a day, and he missed it by some hours. And now tell me how crazy is that?
There's no
They
mechanism.
cut him at 11:58 or 11:50 or something, and he would have made it at 12 o'clock.
Wow.
It's hard, isn't it?
The players' union don't have a mechanism in place to.
I just don't think our players' union is strong enough due to the fact that we don't have guaranteed contracts. So our players' union, I don't think our players' union will never be as strong as baseball, and it's impossible to be as strong as basketball. So I think our players' union is more. I think they lean more towards the owners. I mean, I may be speaking out of order, but that's my feeling.
Well,
You know?
And you played.
and having relatives and a lot of buddies that played.
Mhm.
You know, they said, back in the day, though, like you said, no guarantee. So if you're a defensive back or defensive guy that's not making much money, and you're a quarterback, and you're getting all the money, he's like, I'm not holding out for you. You know what I mean? So those
Right.
guys, in baseball, I went through 4 or 5 strikes. You know what I mean? To help set the precedent for. They would not pay what they couldn't afford to pay. It's the TV contracts and the TV revenue, and so as long as the TV revenue is coming in, they're going to pay these contracts, and they're not losing money.
Right.
When people say you're not worth it, they're not losing. The owners are not losing a dime. They're making money. You know what I mean? They're making tons of money, But you have your local networks, you have the TV contracts, you have NFL network, and you have so many different networks. They're making so much money that, I mean, it's a great time to be an athlete now. You know
Yes,
what I
it
mean?
is. Yeah, I mean, but you look back at ours. For us to go on strike, it's for a lot of our guys to. Back when I was playing, is to have to get another job after strike, because you got to figure that quarterbacks was only making about 5 and 6 million when I was playing a year. You know what I'm saying? Now, when I played, I was making $2 million a year. I thought that was a lot of money back then. You know what I'm saying? But to see these kids today, they killing. I mean, they making $2 million in a week. I mean, in the practice. You know, and then for us to miss our checks, like baseball guys make so much money and basketball guys make so much money, and then they have guaranteed money, and their money, for them to say, I'm going on strike, they have enough money to fight and
So
then hold out.
They have the leverage. When you
Yeah, they have the leverage with the cash. And the owners in the NFL know back then, back in the 80s and in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, that the players didn't have any leverage because they knew they wasn't paying them enough for them to go on strike. Now, it's a couple guys could have went on strike, maybe the quarterback, the top wide receiver, back in the day when they cared about running backs, the best running back, maybe your best linebacker. Those guys could go on straight. In defensive ends, we could hold out because we was making money. But the other guys, they wasn't making any money, man. Well, I mean,
when you said when they used to like running backs, they don't.
No.
Cater to.
they don't value them anymore. I mean, I always believe that to order to win a Super Bowl, you got to have a good running game and a great defense. I don't care how you pass your way to the Super Bowl. But when they get down there, you want to get that big trophy, you better be able to run it and stop somebody.
Let me ask you another question. So when they do hire these coaches for those exorbitant amount of money and fire them the next day, how does that? Do they still pay the coach the entire contract?
Yeah. They guarantee. Now they guarantee.
But see, you got to remember now, the owners nowadays aren't millionaires, they're billionaires.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, that's, and they can write that off as for, lost wages or whatever it is, something, whatever happened. And so, it's a different time. It's a different era. Like I said, I think it's good for sports, but, just to the general public, they would not pay these guys this money if they
can afford it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They can afford it. Because I hear people talk, just in the general public, oh, look at all that money. Yeah, you're right. It is a lot of money. But the earning capacity also is very, very small. You know what I mean? If you get hurt, they send you to the pasture. Next man up. They don't care. So, more power to you. And it's no different than being an actor, an actress, or musician, or somebody like that. You know what I mean? Where they can earn their whole entire life, for the most part, right? We have a very small window to earn, and they ship you out. You know what I mean? So, more power to these guys that are getting these contracts.
Does the NFL offer you like a long-term health care package or anything like that?
Nah, man.
It's a very small earning window. Very small earning window. Hey, next man up. Not to make light of it. I mean, but that's what it is. I mean, it's, but like James said, we know that going into the game. I mean, past 5 months, I've had 2 reverse shoulder replacement surgeries, you know what I mean, in the past 5 months. So that's, and people say, well, you made a lot of money. They don't understand what you have to live with after that. You know what I mean? They don't understand.
Quality of life.
There you go.
Yes, the quality. I mean, he want to play golf. This man is in his mid-50s, but sometimes he can't pick up a glass. And he right-handed. Think about that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And it's going to be another 3 months before I probably swing a golf club. So it's been almost a year since I played golf. You know what I mean? So it's, that's part of it. I'm not sitting here crying. I'm just saying when people make those comments, Sylvester Stallone is the actor. He's 70, 80 years old making 40, 50 million a film. You know what I mean?
So
not more.
When you say you're not crying about it, do you feel that's an even trade-off for the fame and the money?
Well, I don't think it was for the fame. It's, provided for my family.
All right,
and for me, also, it was doing something I loved. You know what I mean? I think
So-
that
so
was
it
the
is-
trade-off.
All right. Yeah.
You know, for me, it was doing something I loved. You know, having a job that I was able to be a kid and be able to play a sport and bring entertainment to a lot of other people too. You know what I mean? I think sports bring people together.
And you have to be an anomaly, right? You have to belong to a certain percentage of people that played that long in the right?
Baseball, yeah. You know, like I said,
What type of exclusive group do you belong to, right?
well, you know, like you said, if you make it to the 10-year, you know, you're vested. You know what I mean? But our pension starts at one day. First day you go to the big leagues, you know, you'll get a pension. So but the longer, of course, the longer you play, the more you put in, dollar for dollar, the more you get back on the back end. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's like I said, man. Look at the MMA guys. You know, we see the ones on TV at 7:00 when they say, "Let's get it on." But I've been to those things that start at 2, and those guys are getting $1,500, getting their heads kicked in and all that. So, you have to love what you do. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, and I think it's sad, but you know, a lot of it comes with you know bodily harm and mental problems.
Is it in the agent's best interest to get you to the tenure point?
It's your best interest
Your
to get
best
in.
interest.
So it's not.
Agent.
Hey, play better.
But
My-
does he have some incentive? Like, does he get, if he puts you in the pension program, or if you make the pension program yourself, is the agent rewarded?
Hey man, nah, agent ain't rewarded. I pay him to do one thing: go in there and talk to them when I don't want to talk to them. And majority of the time, I don't want to talk to them. He speak their language. They look at him different. The good thing about an agent is they can say stuff to an agent that if they say it to you, you'll probably
be out of the
tear
league.
that room up.
Yeah, and be out without a job. You know what I mean?
You know, be like Greg said, you be without a job.
Yeah, because, you know,
Because
because
if you
Fair
can
enough.
imagine what they say about you
Yeah, fair enough.
behind closed doors as a player, and when you get it from your agent, it's watered down, rubbed up, and tastes better, but it still stank.
yeah, like remember we talked about this. 50 home runs, man. I'm not supposed to stay in the city, right? I got traded.
Explain that
Can
to
you
me.
imagine if I would have hit 5?
Right.
You'd have been gone next month. This man hit 50 home runs, man.
But like I said, it's all part of the. It's all
a business.
It's a business. You know that it's. But like you said, the way we grew up, I don't think it wasn't a shock to me. I knew there's a possibility because the way my grandmother and my mom and the men in my life, my dad and uncles and everybody else, they told me that with this being, I said the color of this color, this is what could happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I wasn't shocked.
Right.
And I don't want to say, because they pay me a lot of money too, so I'm not crying. You know, I'm just saying, I would have, to do that and get traded, it's like you did something wrong. You know what I mean? The first guy ever to do that, the only guy to have that happen to, you know, you're supposed to sign and, you know, you're supposed to be here for the next 10 years.
Not even don another jersey, right?
Yeah,
Not even
yeah,
don
yeah.
another team.
Yeah.
I mean, to hit 50 home runs, I mean, to hit one home run in the major leagues is tough.
And who said that the other day?
Yeah, I went to a batting cage.
Well, I don't know who said it. And now,
who said
I
that the
don't
other
know,
day?
bro, but I played baseball, and I remember being at the Cardinal Stadium, and they allowed me to hit with the machine. And for me to hit that ball out of that stadium, it probably took 2 days. They didn't have enough time to let me hit it out the stadium. And so when I see them hit, and just he hit 50 of them in different stadiums. Mean how hard that is? And for them not to celebrate him, and I'm not saying it because he's my friend, I'm saying it because I know how hard it is to hit one.
Well, like I said, I just think, you know, with that team, it was special. You know, we didn't have another chance to run it back. You know what I mean? So,
Not only that, he hit him not off a machine from someone that's throwing him, so he can't hit
Trying
the
to
ball.
him.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to hit him
Yeah,
now.
it's a whole different game.
Hey, when he
That
got to 25, they say, you know what, clunk him.
you know, like it depends where they hit you at. You know, if you know by your reaction. You know,
That
so
was a home run year.
yeah.
I wrote that the chase. It was on every.
Yeah, I had a month and a half to hit 50. It took me my last at bat, last game of the season to hit 50
Really?
before the playoffs. 02.
Okay. Was that the year Mark McGuire and them
Yeah,
was banging that thing?
Yep. But
The ball was juiced.
the ball wasn't juiced that year. The ball juiced now. Ball's juiced now. You got these little boys.
Could you imagine how many you hit now?
I've
Just
al-
put yourself back in that year, that shape, and just in your mind, because we can't go back there, but in your mind, how many you think you could hit?
I don't know. Like I tell everybody, you know what? I haven't had a bad day since I ain't played, so I probably hit. I could probably hit a lot. You know,
Oh, yeah.
in my mind.
I've always said, speaking of that era with the steroids, I always thought if it's an enhancement and it makes everybody better, why don't everybody be allowed to take it?
It's not healthy.
It's not healthy.
I mean, that's
It's-
your decision, though, right?
It's your
Yeah.
decision, but if everybody's not doing it, nobody should do it.
Yeah.
You know,
Because I always thought, like, even though they said McGuire was on the, you hitting the ball 100 miles an hour coming at you, I think that's impressive.
only person I think they should shed that with is Barry Bonds, because Barry was popping them out even before he got big manned up.
Mhm.
You know, and I mean, if you can see it, you can hit it. If you're that person, you know what I'm
How
saying?
you feel, Greg?
How you feel about that?
Because if you take the top two guys out that year, that 98 year, right? It's 56 and 50.
Yeah.
Ken Griffey.
The American League, and I mean,
Yeah, and then you. That's it. Those are the two. Because you take Sosa out of it,
Mhm.
you take McGuire out of it. Those are the top two.
It's
Then
50.
56 with Ken Griffey Jr.
And 50 with you.
Greg.
So you'd have been two.
You'd have been two.
Take the
Yeah.
steroids out.
Because you said it too, but with Barry Bonds, but it's like he didn't, when he hit 73. Before that, he wasn't hitting 60 every year. I think Sammy Sosa's the only person to hit multiple. 60.
but like I said, you know what? People always say, "How do I feel?" I've never seen anybody do anything.
Yeah.
So, hey, like you said, it's their choice, and you know, it's a freedom of choice to do. You feel like you have to do whatever you can to take care of your family, and, and provide for your family, and especially in Latin America. I mean, what? How else are they going to get out? You know what I mean? A lot of times.
Because now don't they have drugs that mimic steroid that are accepted now?
I don't know if they're accepted. I
I
think the testing's stricter.
Yeah.
Firmer now. I
See,
think
That's
so.
what Balco
and-
was about.
In Balco, the football thing was Balco, all right, and a lot of guys that in NFL took the Balco stuff, but they tried to save it strictly for recovery.
Mm-hmm.
And anything NFL says anything that speeds up your recovery unnatural is a steroid.
They had blockers too, though, right? Didn't they have?
Yeah, they had blockers.
They had all, but like I said, man, this has been going on for hundreds of years. This just didn't come out, And pitchers, I mean, dude, you find some guy throwing 88, next 3 months later he's throwing 98. Like, damn, what happened? You know what I mean? And so, like I said,
It crossed my mind.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it crossed my mind. I had got lower lumbar surgery in '99, and it crossed my mind to go over there and deal, because I was playing for the Raiders. Balco's right across the
bridge.
the bridge. Going over there, give me some Balco, because I played with some guys that I know was taking some Balco, and they was like, Jay, man, just come on, man. I'm like, man, I'm thinking about back in the day, man, my mama and my grandmama gonna kill me. They find out I'm taking some steroids. Yeah, that's my grandma's big thing. You can play, but don't you get on them steroids like the mother boys. Yeah. And that played in my head, but man, trust me, I started to cross that bridge a few times. I really did, because I have to. You get to the point where you have to take care of your family. You know what I'm saying? And your family just ain't the people that's living inside your house. All right, because you got family that's going to need you in St. Louis. And they pop up at the most craziest times with the most craziest reasons why they need the money. Mm-hmm. And so, I'm saying to myself, man, should I go do it? But I had that in the back of my head. My granny saying no.
I've always looked at it from a different perspective. I thought if it made you better at your job,
Mm-hmm.
everyone should be allowed to take it. Don't take it if you don't want to, but be allowed to take it, because I think it would make the game better, faster, and I think that's what owners want. But I don't play. That's just my opinion.
I think too. on the backside, you're probably right. That's what they would want. But then society and then all these other kids, little kids coming up,
They're going to want to take them.
they're going to want to take it. You got people dying and liver failure, and kidney failure, and
But-
other. Yeah.
Do you?
But they're doing it now. The kids
But
take
think
it
about
now.
this, bro. What he's saying, what Greg is saying is like, a lot of the young kids mimic us. You know what I'm saying? So if they know we're taking steroids, then they'll start taking them earlier in their lives. You know what I'm saying? And that was something that us as athletes and owners of teams didn't want that to happen.
I think taking the drug should be as private as wiping your ass.
That's
I get it.
That's
I mean-
the clue there.
I think it should be that private. Like, why do you have to wear
The
a
sign.
flag? Yeah, to say you take it.
Right.
If it helps you, take it.
Right.
So the only argument against that, I think, is the game, is because now all the records now all have to be asterisks, because it's like before and you know what I mean. So
But
it's
you
like
still don't
can't
know who
really-
he has. You don't know who did.
Yeah,
who
You
didn't.
don't. You really don't.
If
But
you
we
just-
kind of can.
If we took it off the schedule as a banned thing,
Yeah.
it was. I think everybody could take it.
Yeah.
I think it would make everybody.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong. It's the same way with like with marijuana. Why not use marijuana instead of using all these opioids that they're giving us where our livers and kidneys at the age of 50, 45
That
is
should be
going
banned.
out. Now,
That's the
those
shit
are the
should be
things should be
banned.
banned.
That's been
You know, I was taking Toradol just to go to practice. You know what I mean? I mean, bro, it's crazy. But when I could have just smoked me a joint and been all right, you know.
And
but
have
they
a
rather go
natural, and have a natural reaction when
Yes.
you're off.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
man.
you know, like especially with marijuana, that's the thing that they haven't really. It's accepted, but it's not talked about.
But well, I think we just got to. I think they
I think
just
steroids should be the same way.
they just accepted it though. I
They
think.
just did, yeah.
Yeah, because you know to get people off those pills and all that other stuff. I mean, whether they're popping 40 Advil a day or
Because you
whatever
made a
they're doing.
statement, James. You said the NFL says that if you're healing faster than you're not. I don't think you guys are sustaining natural injuries. You're not breaking your leg falling on the stairs. You're breaking your leg.
On impact.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's unnatural.
you know what I mean. That's
You know
an
what I mean?
unnatural
Yeah.
That's
injury.
knowledge right there. That's what we get at the club here right there. That's
So, I don't know. I've never taken anything, obviously.
Well, I mean, I've took
It's like,
everything
for
to
everyone
get the
I know that's
practice.
taken it, I know not like I know other professionals that have taken it. It's usually in the recovery, right?
Right, it's a recovery. You figure like baseball players, y'all play what? Sometimes 6 games a week. I mean,
6, 7, and
7
one day off
games
a
a week.
month.
You dig what I'm saying? You gotta have something. Your body gotta have something to give you some recovery. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Or
in
something to get you
and
up.
Get you up. You know, I
That's
mean,
unnatural.
and in football, I took whatever I could to get me where I can get to practice or make it to Sunday. You know what I'm saying? I might not take nothing on Tuesday because Tuesday be my day off. So I say Tuesday be the day that I help my kidney or my liver out by not doing no more drinking water. You know what I mean? And by Wednesday, it's time to strap back up. So now I got to take what I got to take. Take me some Toradol. I got to take me some whatever it is, some inflammatories to get the swelling off my body and off
Just
my
to
joints.
go to work.
Just to go to work.
Just to go to work.
Just to go to work, man.
It's crazy. That's that people understand. You know.
Yeah, that's a man. You gotta.
People need to know this stuff.
Yeah, but you understand. So after Sunday, you're off until when? Wednesday, right?
No.
Well, I mean, when you have treatment and all
we
that.
have okay. We play Sunday. Monday will be walkthrough. Tuesday we off. Wednesday we back at it.
What if it's a Monday night game?
And
Then you're screwed.
you screwed. Hold up now. Now we've done this. I've played on Sunday and turned around and played Thursday night now across the country. You dig what I'm saying? Now we play one Sunday in Oakland, and then I got to get on a plane Wednesday and be in Tennessee to play Thursday night. Or you play Thursday night, and you better be ready for Sunday.
Is that why most players were against the Thursday night game?
Yes, it was.
Well, they want to play 2 on Thursday and 2 on Monday, and now, you know what I mean? It's crazy. They just want to keep adding games. They're already playing it.
Baseball though too, because I know that there's always been talk about like shortening the season too, but that also affects records.
It affects
So that's
records,
the problem,
but the problem is it's not the records. It's the viewing money. It's the money. It's the TV contracts.
Follow this,
You know,
bro.
we don't get as much.
I'm saying for the
Yeah.
The money they make will be slashed if they cut certain games, like Greg said.
Because, like you said, they're not going to pay all that.
Because the NFL owns Sunday and Monday night.
Own it.
Owns it.
And they own Thursday night.
I don't
I
know.
always say the NFL took over God's day. It took
did.
over God's
Yeah.
day, where the preacher is rushing you out of church
Yeah.
for he can go and watch
And
football.
watch the game.
Now tell me how crazy is that?
Schedules are
Church schedules
designed around the football.
around football season. You're right. You can say it. It's the truth.
Yeah.
And anybody don't believe it, check it out.
I would go on Thursday night. I would go to church on Thursday or Saturday. So I can be because I need the ticket on early with breakfast and my computer all day Sunday.
The United States love the NFL because the United States is built on what? Violence. What is violence? Football. That's a violent sport. We love it.
Sports,
Love it.
pack the house. You know,
I love it.
I mean, you're playing in a stadium that's similar to the gladiator style that was built.
Don't
back-
it look like it?
Yeah.
I love the violence of football.
but it brings people together too. I mean, I think ever since the depression, I mean that was the outlet for people. You know what I mean? It was-
Sports.
sports with outlet.
I mean, you go to a
take your
foot-
mind off it for 2 hours. You take it off, get your mind off it for 2 hours.
It's crazy because you go to a football or sporting event, and the people from all different backgrounds are sitting. They don't care how you vote.
no,
They love
Yeah,
each
you
other.
know.
except Boston fans are crazy.
They,
And
But isn't it weird how sports bring
yes.
different nationalities together?
Yeah.
Sports bring different nationalities together. They bring different outlooks of how you're political and everything. They bring
Socioeconomic.
everything. So if you're rich or poor, for those few hours of sports, all that mess is forgotten.
it's just like
And
being
that's
here.
the great thing about sports.
So yeah, especially with football, like you know the history of it. It came out of World War II because men didn't know what to do with themselves after going to war, and then it all just kind of made sense. Like the game of football,
Yeah.
it just made sense, and
Yeah.
they knew to put that and market towards that. And then 20 years later, you get your Super Bowl.
But certain cities like back east, you know, like being a Sox fan, Pats fan, you know,
Celtics.
Celtics, yeah,
Hard for your city.
a die hard.
hard.
Little kids cussing
Philly.
out in outfield. You know what I mean? It's
I wish Chris was here. He would be like,
oh yeah, Chris Philly. He's
Man,
But you gotta admit, playing in Fenway is awe-inspiring, huh? Because I mean, you got the green wall there. It's the
history.
oldest major league stadium in the country. I mean, there has to be some reverence for the
oh, it
stadium.
is. I
when you-
loved all those stadiums. I love
Yeah.
playing in Fenway, Wrigley.
What was your
old
favorite?
Baltimore. I like Fenway and I like Wrigley. I like Fenway and I like Yankee Stadium. Old Yankee Stadium. The monuments out there, and taking the subway and you walk through left field and you look at them. Yeah, that was. It was, and you couldn't hit all. I mean, you had to hit it to get out. You
Now,
couldn't-
what was
you
the
could-
worst place to play?
Worst? Oh shoot. The old Baltimore Stadium was back. Oh, Cleveland, man. Back in the day, Mistake by the Lake.
This mistake by the lake.
The Mistake by the Lake, man, was no joke.
Oh man,
He
he
lied.
for the stadium.
He tell the truth.
They just got one cloud. The whole city shining.
Yeah.
You get to the stadium, you go out to stretch, and it's raining just right inside the stadium.
Hate Cleveland. Hate Cleveland. Man, I hated Cleveland. Oh, my favorite stadium to play in is Packers Stadium.
Lambeau?
It's right. They sit right down on top of you, and it gives you a college feel, and the fans are so rude that you like it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you played in Oakland. I've been to Oakland.
Well, I mean, I played for the Raiders,
Yeah,
so they
so-
never was rude to me. So I don't know how rude they can be.
They was rude.
But
Yeah.
Kansas City and Green Bay, the worst place in the world to play is Kansas City. I hate that stadium. You can't hear
Is
anything.
it because it's loud?
You can't, man, I've played in domes. I played in Minnesota first. I've played in some domes. And the worst place on earth is Kansas City. I can be standing right next to you and can't hear nothing you're saying. I don't know how they built that stadium, man, but they should have modeled all the stadiums behind
Well,
that.
didn't the Seattle Seahawks mimic that?
Yeah,
They tried to, yeah.
It's loud there too.
It's loud.
But Kansas City, Missouri fans, like I said, they support their teams, man. I mean, they come out and play.
They dirty. I mean, they do dirty stuff.
Just put some.
You know, now the worst thing ever happened to me. We was playing in Chicago, and I was running off the field, and they was throwing snowballs at us with batteries in the snowballs.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, man, throwing snowballs. So I took my helmet, and I tossed my helmet up there and cracked the wrong person, and he got sued. That kept me to keep my helmet in my hand.
Well, first of all, if they're throwing snowballs or batteries, you take your helmet off.
Right.
Hey, man, I was,
That's a
man,
natural reaction.
Yeah,
It's
man,
a
he hit
natural
me,
reaction.
and I turned. I said, "Did this MF just?" I said, "You," and I
You
just,
did your Pat Beverly. Though.
yeah, man, I got my
Pat
goofy
Beverly.
on. And that was so dumb. And Denver is some lousy people too. They throw snowballs at you, man. You know, I mean, it's just
Lousy
retarded.
motherfuckers.
Or we go to Cleveland and they cut. I hated Cleveland. They'll cut the hot water off, man. Now we got to take cold showers.
On purpose?
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
just like you guys did.
The
in
mistake by the
You guys
lake.
used to do it with, over in the old Celtics place.
In the Boston
Oh,
Garden.
Y'all know y'all should
cut the water off.
But I don't believe
Hot water
they
off.
ain't even had no air conditioner back
They
then.
didn't have hot water. The place was so.
They cut it
They
off.
didn't cut it off. They didn't have it.
No, we made sure they didn't get it. That's all right. That's all right. It's all right. But that was sports. But
You got like 4 people from Boston over here. Like they.
I know we got a poker player. We got a professional over there.
Yeah.
We got professional poker player.
Okay.
How about know what it's like to play?
Professional
You know, that's why he's so chill. He just got.
Let's ask
You
him.
know, Reed, come on. We need a
Come
chair
on,
over there.
come
Reed,
on in, man.
We got to
grab
bring
that
that chair.
A professor, you gotta have a. Well, that's why his demeanor so calm. Calm demeanor, because you can't be too wild being a
Dude,
poker
after
player.
an hour 45, I'm all in, man.
Man,
You
by
have to
then,
have extreme patience. You
man,
have to exhibit extreme patience for
man,
one.
by then I'm drinking, talking about where the food at. I quit. And number one, I don't know how to play poker. But man,
See, you know their connection though. You know, Massachusetts boys over here.
oh, you know they slick now. What's that little town they call it? Ben Affleck and them from? In Boston.
Cambridge.
It's another name. What's that name?
Well, it ain't Ben Affleck, man.
But I know he's from Cambridge. They called it. What's the little town they was doing the robbing the banks in?
The town, Charlestown.
Charlestown. Yeah, man, that's a little rough little spots. Man, them little spots was rough in Boston, man. Like, man,
Tell us about
your experience.
professional poker player.
Yeah, I've been playing poker for.
Tell us who you are first. Let the fans know.
My name's Kareem Marshall,
Reem, aka Reem.
aka Reem or Remo, from Boston, and I play poker. I've been playing for about 12 years, full time for about 10 years.
It's fun, or is it feasible?
Used to be fun.
Now it's a job.
It's completely a job. It's not. There's not much fun. Only when you win.
So what's the strategy to it? Is it knowing people or knowing the cards?
All of it. Knowing people, understanding situations, patience, knowing the numbers, the math. The math is a big part of it, huge part of it. And just being able to maintain your composure, because you're gonna have
Tendencies, right?
you're gonna have a lot of highs and lows throughout. Whether you're playing cash or a tournament, you're gonna have a lot of highs and lows throughout your session. So you got to be able to stay positive when it gets bad, and when it's going good, you can't get too high because it can come crashing down in a minute.
How long does the average tournament last?
Anywhere from, they have 1-day tournaments, they have 2-day tournaments, but anywhere from 2 to 7 days.
Yeah.
Hold up, you telling me you sitting there for 7 days?
You play about 12 hours a day for 7
If you win
days.
it, right? If you win it.
If you're still in. If you're still in it, right? If you're lucky enough to still be in it.
Wow,
Extreme patience.
man.
From baseball.
So do you wear the pin? Do you wear the pins?
What's that?
Do you wear the pins? Because you got to piss once or twice,
Well,
don't
they
you?
give us a 15-minute break in tournaments. They give us a 15-minute break every 2
question,
hours.
That's a great question.
Yeah, it's a good
I'll be
question.
like, no, I'm got my depends on. We gonna keep playing.
We get a quick 15-minute break every 2
Okay.
hours.
That's cool.
Everybody or individual?
Everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, they can't pick you.
So
You could go
But you can get up and go to the bathroom anytime you want.
and you miss your card.
Miss your cards. Yeah.
Yeah, now you done the goofy.
Yeah. It happens.
How old were you when you started playing? How long? What made you get into it?
I don't know. One of my boys back home was playing all the time. He kept talking to me about poker. I wasn't into it. I was working with athletes at the time, actually. A couple of my friends played for the Patriots, so I was doing some work with them. Shout out Richard Seymour, Willie McGinnis. Those are two of my guys. And so I was doing some stuff with them, appearances and different events.
Okay.
So I did that for a while and branched off, started working with a couple of guys in the Celtics. So this is kind of like my life after sports.
Yeah.
Right.
I did that for, I don't know, maybe like 7-8 years. Then I got into poker.
So you said it used to be fun. So what's
Yeah, I mean, but before it became full time and became a job, and my livelihood depends on it. It was just going to play a game, maybe win some money.
But is there a difference in everyone, or is that just you?
That's me.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I very rarely have fun when I'm playing now. It's strictly business.
You think most players are like that? Because I've done some stuff with Phil Ivey, and they look like they're having fun. No one's having fun. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it anymore. I really don't. I watch everyone. I'm like, I don't understand. I'm like, my buddies we have friends that have worked on World Series for years, and it's like I don't see anyone enjoying themselves. Just
Yeah, that don't get me wrong. I'm blessed to be able to play a game that I love and make some money while I'm doing it. But it's hard. It's a grind, and
Have you, World Series of Poker. Speaking of that, have you played that?
it's going now. The World Series is going now. It's been on for about a month now and runs for about 2 months over at the Horseshoe in Paris. So I'm playing in a few events. I just finished one yesterday. Got knocked out in the Millionaire Maker. That was a $1,500 buy-in.
How you do?
Well, I finished, I think 382. I think I finished.
Out of how many?
10,939.
Okay.
That's a lot of poker players.
Yeah.
So you made a little money.
Yeah, I made a little money. 1,500 buy-in. I cashed out 6,300. So not bad.
Not bad.
First place was 1.2 million. So
Okay, why we didn't win that?
right. Well,
Dre's tonight.
let's get into it.
tonight.
He called me while I was playing, so I'm gonna put it on him.
I know, right?
He jinxed me.
I said this earlier.
You called him while he was playing?
He said the story earlier.
He didn't know I was playing.
He's like, call me when you leave work. So I called him. He's like, I'm playing. He
Oh.
texts me back 30. Yeah, I just got knocked out. I should have left you alone.
That's
So
some patience. Too.
first, second, third payout is about.
Yeah, so I mean, first is 1.2 million. Second would probably I didn't really take a hard glance at it, but second would probably be 900,000, maybe 800,000. So as you get higher, the jumps get higher.
So what do you have to qualify to get to like the big boy tournament? I mean, do you have?
I mean, they're all big boy tournaments. All the big guys, they play in all these events. All you got to do is have the money. If you have the money, you can play in any tournament you want.
Yeah, not me. I ain't got that patience, man. I'm an hour and a half. I'm out. All in, all out.
Yeah, I mean, poker, you have to put in time. It's not a quick game like blackjack where you can just play a couple hands and you're done. So it's one of those games where you got to have time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not patient, so.
D, I know you don't play no poker.
No. Not even online.
So let me tell you a quick story. So when I first learned how to play poker, like most people, I was playing online, just messing around, for no money, just learning the game. I went to a local underground game and for my first time playing in a cash game, and I won like 6,000. I was hooked ever since then. So this is back 2014. I came out here So I'm very new in poker at this time. Haven't played any tournaments before. I came out here to Vegas, and I think I brought like 5,000 with me at the time. And before you know it, it's like four or 5 days in, I got like $800. I'm like, what am I gonna do? This isn't good. You know, I'm in Vegas. I got no money. What am I gonna do? Am I leaving? Am I calling to get some money? What am I gonna do? So I ended up buying into this tournament at Aria, and it was the last day to get into the tournament. They had a different starting day, so it was the last day to get in, and the buy-in was $565. So I bought in the night before and went to sleep. Right?
You had to. You only had 800 bucks.
Right. I'm like, I gotta go to sleep. I can't be out. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go to sleep. I remember like it was yesterday. So I was staying. I had a room at the Wynn, and I just went to sleep. And I woke up the next morning to go play in the tournament. Had to start early. Thank you. Had to start.
Just talking about getting high.
So I had to start early, like 8:30 in the morning that day. And I jumped in this tournament, so it was a turbo. It was a turbo to get into day two. Day two was starting that same day. Normally, you would play all day, and then the next day would be day two. But because I entered into the last possible, flight to get in, we had to play early in the morning to get into day two, which was starting at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So somehow, very quick, I advanced into day two and had like a 30-minute break to get ready to start day two. And day two started, and I just started rolling. And before you know it, I had a huge rail. Richard Seymour was there. His family was there because they were in town. And I ended up finishing second place in that tournament. And
So you went from 800 to
180,000.
Oh, man.
Unlike my first major tournament.
That's what's up, man.
So
Yeah.
Ooh, you got some
That
patience.
buys you in some more tournaments. You good for a little bit?
yeah, absolutely.
Did you leave or did you stay?
I was gone in 3 days. 3 days after I was gone.
Man, you
It was
should
time
have
to
been
go.
playing that night. Give them a quarterback. Don't get them country boys nothing.
Right. Yep.
So
Yeah, definitely.
That's a dangerous story.
that's a lot of money. I mean, I see why people play it now. I might have to start taking some gummies, man. and start learning how to play
Okay.
poker.
Now you told him the good part. Now let's get the gummy stuff out of the way. Now tell him about the other part.
The other side of that is a lot of pain, a lot of stress. I mean, poker it's a dangerous game. You gotta really be in it, and you really gotta just have the will to keep going, because there's gonna be a lot of, even now, like I'm on a bad stretch where I haven't had any major cashes in 18 months, over 18 months.
Man, I was just want to give you $2,000 and say, man, go jump in this tournament down there, man. And then you gonna up and say, I'm on a bad stretch. I'm thinking, man, I guess we can make us.
Turn around.
I'm thinking we can make about $20,000 in the next couple of days.
Oh, we gonna leave here with a bag, for sure.
No. You messed up the bag. You screwed up.
But I take it with a grain of salt, man. It's a blessing. I can't complain.
Yeah.
Well, you're used to it, too. You're a veteran now, right?
Yeah, I mean, it only stings for a second, you know?
Well, you know the risk going in, right? Just like
Absolutely.
we were talking about our bodies playing a sport. Same thing with you, going in here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it doesn't matter in this town, man. Any casino you go into, big, small, there's people in it.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah.
8 in the morning, they in there.
This a lady just walked in a casino. She walked in the casino the other day, stuck $1 in a machine. She was low income, left out $1 million there. That's only in Vegas.
Well, they just had a guy in, was it Singapore? He won a $4 million jackpot.
Doing what?
Slots.
Oh.
Died, had a heart attack and died.
What?
Yeah, it wasn't even 20 minutes later.
Oh,
Hey, that's the only time I give you guys permission to give me mouth to mouth.
hey man, hit me in my back. Whatever you got to do, wake me up.
That's the only time I give you permission, man.
I'm talking about
money.
Hey man, somebody walked by you saying, "Why y'all kicking that big man?" He told us if he ever did this, kick him.
Oh, shoot. Hey,
Died right on the spot at the machine.
that's crazy.
Yeah, he might not have got paid.
Yeah.
No, he
Somebody got to be there to get it.
Yeah.
Somebody
If he's
got to
playing
get
by
tickets.
himself,
man.
he just that's bad luck, dog. Yeah.
Why come that can't happen to any one of us? Man, I can't walk in there and win 50 cents.
So is this where we're gonna do the show from now on?
I'd love to. I mean, I'd love to have you guys. But you know I love your fellowship anyway.
Yeah.
I can't with you.
Yeah, because I'll be here anyway, but right after it, huh? Right after the show, I'll be here. So might as well, yeah. So might as well just start here earlier.
Okay.
Start here earlier.
Hey, man, I enjoy myself.
Yeah, me too. So what do we say here, James? We have a
Right
saying?
here, we have a saying. We said, breaking chains and building dreams. You are a person that broke a chain and built yourself a dream.
For a lot of us.
For a lot of people like yourself from Boston, from any inner city, you broke that chain and you came out here and you built your dream, and God bless you for it.